In today's episode of The Tenant, I'm at Mahim in Mumbai, a location very well connected to the two busy business hubs of Bandra complex and Lower Parel. And our tenant today, it's a man and family who's been staying on rent in the same building, same apartment, same locality for the last 13 years. Why is he doing that? Why isn't he just buying the apartment? What are his thoughts on renting versus buying? Let's find out.
Hey, hi Vishal.
Hi Bhushan.
Come. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh, this seems like a colorful, vibrant, living room.
Well, I must admit, living room is pretty good and spacious for most Mumbai homes, but rooms are a little small. We'll have a look.
Okay. But what's the overall space like? How
So
big
it's
is the
about 1,000 square feet. It's about 1,000 square feet, the entire house. It's actually two 1 BHKs combined, and now it's 3 BHK.
space? So, what do you do really in this colorful living room of yours?
So Vishal, this is the family room, right? And earlier we used to entertain our extended families and friends, but after COVID, it's mostly been just our family. So which is why it's now become like a TV room for us. That's my wife and me. Okay. For my son, who is now studying outside, whenever he comes, he loves to play his games. So you have the Xbox and PSP and all that for him.
And I see a treadmill. So who is the fitness one in your family?
So it's obvious it's not me, right? Yeah, so this is because of COVID, we couldn't go out. We said we'll get a treadmill and we'll start using it. Okay. I only look at it, and my wife uses it. Come Vishal, let me show you the master bedroom, if I can call it that.
Oh, this certainly qualifies to be a master bedroom in today's era, in Mumbai at least.
Oh well, okay. So this is where this is the room my wife and I use, and of course every room of us has a computer now because of work from home, study from home, teach from home. My wife's a teacher, so a lot of work to be done. So most of the time this is also used as a working room, but for her. And all the furniture, actually, this house came unfurnished, so everything we had to bring, It's all pretty old stuff now. This is the other issue about tenanted stuff, right? You don't tend to invest so much into fixed furniture.
So, and this will be the second bedroom?
This is the one that my children use.
So this is the same size as the master bedroom, right?
That's right.
They're all the same size. Okay.
That's right.
So both these bedrooms have an attached bathroom and air conditioner.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. And it's a lot of pair of shoes.
Oh well, when you have kids, this is what happens.
Okay. So Bhushan, what is it that drives someone like you and your family to choose a location like this? Mahim is a thriving location, but it's not a location which is considered to be the most glamorous in the city. So what drives someone like you to be here?
Yeah, you're being very polite. Yeah, clearly Mahim is not on the top of everyone's mind that's where you want to stay. But what happened was, I was working abroad. I was in the Middle East and then in the US. When we came back, we chose a location which was close to my family. By family, I mean my parents, my uncles, aunts. They all live in Mahim, and they've lived here for ever since. So it became easier for us to manage as well. That they are close by. We can go over. They can come over as often as possible. I know this area pretty well, so it was very, very convenient.
Okay,
yeah? That's one. The second thing is both my kids go to school, which is about a 5-minute walk. Which is it's a good school, and it becomes easier to access it, and the amenities, for example, if there are tuitions after school, everything's around this area.
Okay, and I can see a fairly decent size flower bed over here. There is a garden in front of it as well as over here. So who manages this flower bed garden of yours?
So like most good things all the wives do, right? So in this case too, my wife has taken a lot of interest.
Okay.
Although we are on the 4th floor, you get a good feel of greenery. It's a fairly large amount of plants that we've had here.
And this table and chairs, I'm guessing, is when you and your wife want to have some tea, coffee?
Absolutely. So this is when she's in a good mood, yeah, she will join me for a cup of coffee right out here. And we enjoy this view. It's a great place to have a lot of light and our coffee as well. And she's really enjoyed this, ever since she started teaching at the school close by. It's again 5 minutes for her. So another reason why we've enjoyed staying here, and it's more meaning for us.
So basically the school has convenience for both your kids and your wife.
That's right, absolutely.
Okay. So this is the living room. Up next will be the third bedroom and the kitchen.
That's right.
Okay. So
This is the room, which has now got converted into an office space.
Okay.
Ever since COVID, I've converted this where I use my computers and whatever I have to in this specific room. We've also kept a bed, in case someone comes over and stays over. I had sometimes some people visiting us, so this doubles up as a guest room whenever someone wants to.
So this is a guest room, come work from home.
More of a workplace.
Okay, so this was the third bedroom. Up next will be the kitchen. Yeah, okay. This is a fairly large space you have here, Bhushan, for the kitchen.
Well, yes, Vishal. I mean, if you remember, I told you this is 2 1 BHKs combined. So someone actually below has this as a bedroom.
Okay.
Which is why the size of the kitchen being larger.
Okay, Bhushan, so we've seen the apartment, large space, at least by today's standards. But this locality is a fairly offbeat one. Most people don't look at it as closely as somebody is staying here. So why don't we do one thing? Go outside, check out the entire surrounding and continue the chat there.
Perfect.
Okay, let's do that. So this is the lobby area of this standalone building. Bhushan, apartment you've seen, it's a largish apartment. How much rent are you paying for this?
So right now we pay 90,000 a month.
Okay. And how long have you been staying over here?
We've been staying here for 13 years, Vishal. 13 years.
13 years? Oh wow. So you've been staying in the same apartment since 2009?
Yes, Vishal. 13 years, same apartment, same locality for this period of time, on rent.
So how much is the rent when you first moved in 2009 here?
So Vishal, we started off at 65,000 rupees.
Okay.
It kept escalating. Okay. It reached a lakh. It plateaued at that level. Then he brought it down to 90,000 during COVID, and it's been there for a couple of years. So 90,000 per month.
So many people hearing you will say that if you've been staying in the same apartment, same building, same locality for 13 years, why not just buy the apartment?
Sure. Vishal, believe it or not, my total rent since 2009 is over 1 crore 27 lakhs. When you hear that figure, you'll say, what's wrong with you, right? But I'm an investment banker. I also know a little bit about real estate. The math adds up, and I've actually saved/made more money doing this.
Okay, explain that to us.
Sure.
You've spent, you said 1 crore 27 lakh rupees on your rental bill since 2009.
Yeah.
And you still say you've saved money and made money.
Right.
How?
Simple. Okay. Vishal, if you look from 2009 to now, the capital appreciation works to around 3% a year. Right? If you add rent to it, that's another 2.5% per year. So that's about 5.5% per year. Right? The same amount of money, and I'm an investment banker like I told you, I can make 12%. So if I make 12%, pay 5.5% off, the balance is all mine. So I've actually saved that extra amount.
So basically you actually belong to that school of thought where it says that because rental yields are low, capital appreciation is marginal to non-existent. It's better to junk any thought of buying and just rent it out and use that capital to invest in other assets.
So Vishal, very, very important. These are the factors you have to consider. One is I have access, knowledge and understanding of the markets where I can make about 12% fairly comfortably. Yeah? The second is, and very importantly, if you think the real estate prices will shoot up and do quite well, which I think in the suburbs especially might happen, it may make sense to buy there. But otherwise, in where rates are already astronomically high, do you really think rates will move up like 12% per year? Yeah. If you just do the math, an apartment costs 4 crores, 5 crores, add 12% to that on a compounded basis for 5 years, 10 years, you'll see what figure you get. Is it fathomable that you can get a price like that?
So basically, buy real estate if you have to for end use,
Yes.
but not for investment purposes. That's what your philosophy is.
Of course, that's true. Though even although I'm using this, even then I'm saying not to do that. But for anyone else who doesn't have access to these markets, you might buy it only for yourself, but to make investments, it's
So
another story.
have you ever, so this philosophy, while rational, logical and financial also, there's still a motive subject to owning an apartment.
Yes.
You have never owned an apartment, or you have always had this philosophy of rent, and leave the owners to their job.
So strangely, Vishal, I mean, this may sound paradoxical, but I actually owned a lot of real estate, and that has been my bane. In fact, I own an apartment in this very locality. I sold it, and I made money by doing that. Two ways. One is after I sold it, the apartment was down by quite a bit. B, if I had continued to hold that apartment, I would have lost out in terms of paying EMIs, and the capital appreciation in that value of that apartment hasn't happened. So I've actually made, and I've deployed that money which I've saved into investments. Like I told you, I've actually recovered the entire rent of mine from about 5 stocks.
So you're saying your 1 crore 27 lakhs that you spent on rent, you have recovered it in just 5 stocks?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So besides this thing of the rental amount, this area I noticed has a very big residential feel. Many people in today's generation want amenities. You're in a standalone building. Has that never crossed your mind? You want to be in a project which offers amenities like a pool, a gym, a badminton court?
Very good question. In fact, for us, we really did feel that. And again, it was my wife who strongly suggested this. When we came to stay here, we took membership of a very good club. It's about 15 minutes away in BKC. I paid about 15 lakhs for that. I have a pool, a gym, squash court, badminton court, tennis court, and restaurants, which I use more often. But yes, we have those facilities close by, and it came at just 15 lakhs. So if you add that up, it just works out very well.
So instead of taking a project with amenities, you have taken a club membership with amenities, which of course isn't next door. It's not in your building, but it's not too far as well.
It's not. No, I'll be frank here again. It's nice to have those amenities in the building that you stay. Obviously, far more convenient. You can do far more. Since it was not available, this was the next best option. There aren't too many buildings with projects in Mahim which have that, those kind of facilities. So we did the next best thing.
So, Bhushan, you said you've come around the gap of amenities not being in standalone buildings by taking a club membership.
Yeah.
That's a weakness you have managed to overcome. Are there otherwise weaknesses of staying in this locality, this surrounding, this building?
So especially for this building, I have 2 kids. I've been staying here since 2009. They've grown up without any friends in that building. This is a big criteria I think people consider, and we could have considered when you have kids. You need to have a large neighborhood which the kids can play, interact, etc. So that is something that we've clearly missed.
On that note, Bhushan, nice to speak with you. You are one of those few examples we see in urban centers who not only preach the philosophy that rent is better than buying, but they actually live by it. And yeah, probably 4 or 5 years down the line when I come, you probably will be staying in the same apartment. And your philosophy, your theory on price appreciation not happening is still validated.
Yes, time will tell.
Yeah, all the best.
Thanks,
nice
Vishal.
to speak with you.
Pleasure meeting you. Thanks so much.
Time for the report card. First up on the apartment and building. This is a fairly spacious apartment, almost 1,000 square feet. The building is a standalone one, doesn't have amenities, so there's sort of 50-50 on the apartment and building. Second, connectivity, very strong, both in terms of public as well as private transport. Very well connected to 2 key business hubs. Third, surrounding. Surrounding is fairly weak, not a lot of vibrancy in this neighborhood. So all in all, if you're a person or family that wants access to business hubs, wants easy connectivity, isn't hung up about amenities in the building, and is okay with the unvibrant neighborhood, this is sort of project and neighborhood that can be considered.